Today, Wu Yuzaran said on his YouTube channel, "Chinese people are like barnacles of the world, meaning wherever they go, they are often not well liked. He is Chinese, and I am also Chinese. I agree with his view, saying this shouldn't count as racism. But the reality is, when a population is very large, people of all levels will appear, and those with lower standards obviously make up a significant portion." Recently, I saw several news reports about tourism in Hong Kong. Some people don't take their trash with them, smoke wherever they want, and even argue quite confidently, saying that smoking is allowed in certain public areas. Others say, "I paid money? Isn't that enough? Why do you insist that I must take my trash away?" There are also people setting up tents in Hong Kong, this so-called special forces style tourism, just pitching a tent in a public place and calling it a visit. This makes locals very uncomfortable. Hong Kong drives away some homeless people, yet these tourists come and behave almost no differently, occupying public spaces, living there, and leaving the area messy and dirty. I'm not saying that all Chinese people are like barnacles everywhere. I've seen many Chinese living abroad who are very low-key. People often say Chinese people have good traits, like being obedient, valuing education, and being cautious enough not to commit major crimes. One reason for this negative image is that such behavior is magnified through a kind of polarizing filter. Another reason is that there are indeed many behaviors that don't align with modern standards of civility. Chinese people usually don't commit major offenses, but they tend to exploit loopholes in highly structured societies like Europe, Canada, and the United States. The core is respect for contracts and rules, but many Chinese people look for small loopholes to get around them, which creates a negative impression. For example, with many visas, people try to exploit loopholes. Once the rules change and loopholes are closed, problems arise. Canadian society tends to treat people with goodwill first and relies heavily on basic trust and self-restraint among individuals. If you're used to exploiting loopholes, you'll see loopholes everywhere. This reflects two very different cultures. Why do Chinese people tend to do this? Because historically, that's how society functioned. There used to be the crime of speculation and profiteering, which essentially meant buying low and selling high, a basic business activity today. But it was once illegal. Only later was it gradually legalized, after many people paid heavy prices. Another issue is the lack of awareness of public space. Public spaces require a sense of shared morality built over a long time. Many people feel that public property has nothing to do with them, so they take advantage whenever they can, which actually infringes on others' rights to use that space. There is also the sense of threat brought by economic expansion. Japan experienced this too. When people became wealthy and started buying globally, they were seen as a threat, but over time, they rebuilt their reputation. Chinese people haven't been going abroad for that long. From the 1990s, and especially after 2005, in these 20 years, many still haven't adapted to rule-based systems because their original environment didn't support that. Behavioral habits formed at home cannot instantly change just because you go abroad. Modern communication has also amplified this image. Good news doesn't travel far, but bad news spreads quickly. Now, the cost of spreading information is nearly zero, and these extreme behaviors are constantly magnified. Law-abiding, quiet, well-integrated Chinese immigrants don't make the news, but incidents happen every day. Another factor is that now many people can live and make money without integrating into local society. This is different from before. In the past, integration was necessary. Now people can form their own circles and avoid interaction, which makes them appear as outsiders. There's also the national factor. As a citizen of a country, you are inevitably affected by its overall image. All these factors combined shape the image of Chinese people overseas.